The looming threat of climate change may upend one of the biggest sporting events on Earth. But are we taking it seriously enough? A groundbreaking report warns that the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup, set to be held across North America, could face unprecedented challenges from extreme heat and unpredictable weather. And here's where things get complicated. Without swift and innovative climate actions, this tournament might well be the last of its kind on the continent. The study, called Pitches in Peril, was a collaboration between Football for Future and Common Goal, and it paints a sobering picture. Out of the 16 host stadiums selected for 2026, a startling 10 are identified as being at very high risk of severe heat stress. By 2050, nearly 90% of these North American venues will require serious renovations to cope with intense heat, while about one-third could struggle with water shortages so severe that demand meets or even exceeds supply. If that sounds alarmist, consider that this is the first comprehensive assessment based on global climate standards set by the IPCC for World Cup venues, including those earmarked for 2030 in Morocco, Spain, Portugal, and 2034 in Saudi Arabia. But here's the part that most fans, and even some organizers, haven't thought about. The same environmental shifts endanger the local football pitches where superstars like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo first learned their craft. If climate extremes make the grassroots game unplayable, what becomes of the next generation? Juan Mata, who won the World Cup with Spain in 2010, summed up the dilemma. Reflecting on last year's catastrophic floods in Valencia, he said, "I can't ignore this crisis any longer. Football has always united people, but now it also shows us what we risk losing." Need a reality check? The recent Club World Cup in the United States delivered just that. Players reportedly found the playing conditions unbearable. The event was marked by scorching heat and thunderstorms, prompting FIFA to scramble. They introduced mandatory cooling breaks, shaded player benches, and industrial fans just to keep matches going. Clearly, the heat is no longer a distant worry. It's happening right now. According to the Pitches in Peril report, the stakes are already high. 14 out of the 16 North American stadiums blasted past safety thresholds in 2025 for 3 major climate concerns: dangerous heat, torrential rain, and flooding. 13 already saw at least one summer day pass FIFA's drinks break trigger of 32 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, wet bulb globe temperature, WBGT, an internationally recognized measure of human exposure to heat under direct sunlight. To put that in context, stadiums in Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Miami, and Monterey topped this threshold for 2 months or more per year. And this is the part most people miss. 10 host stadiums had at least one day each summer where the WBGT reached a brutal 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the edge of what scientists believe humans can adapt to during physical exertion. Cities like Dallas and Houston were hit hardest, racking up as many as 31 and 51 such days. Some venues are countering with architectural fixes, such as roof coverings. Yet climate risk seeps well beyond the stadium walls. The report doesn't just focus on top-tier football. For example, Mohamed Salah's home stadium in Egypt could face more than a month of unplayable heat every year. And William Troost-Ekong's boyhood pitch in Nigeria might endure a staggering 338 days of extreme heat by 2050. What happens when climate change erases local football from entire communities? Piers Forster, a leading climate expert, doesn't sugarcoat the situation. As we get deeper into this decade, these risks won't just fade away. Unless we take bold action, moving games to cooler seasons or relocating them, things will only get harder. To address the crisis, the 96-page report lays out a demanding roadmap, calling for the soccer industry globally to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2040 and lay out detailed, transparent plans to cut emissions. Tournament organizers are urged to set up dedicated funds for adapting venues to climate challenges. Strikingly, 91% of over 3,600 fans surveyed in the US, Mexico, and Canada said they want the 2026 World Cup to become a shining example of sustainability. But here's a controversial twist. Should FIFA and other governing bodies start awarding World Cups only to regions with resilient climates? Or is it their duty to invest in adaptation everywhere? Should we prioritize tradition and fan access, or pivot to a future where climate safety comes first? What do you think? Is football doing enough to safeguard its future from climate risks? Or are these efforts just lip service to an issue that demands much more? Did the report miss anything crucial or go too far? Join the discussion below and share your perspective. You may have the spark for the next big solution or challenge.